Hi and welcome to Java NetBeans Resistor color code calculator. So let me show you guys how it works. You can click on the reset button. There we go. And let's calculate all the different resistor color. So let's say we go for orange, then violet, then select a multiplier, go for gray, and select a tolerance, and let's say that happens to be no color. So click on calculate. There we go. You can exit if you want. Nope. And you can also reset just like you saw earlier on and carry out other calculations. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Java NetBeans and we put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi, welcome to Java NetBeans tutorial of Resistor color code calculator. I'm going to start by clicking on File, New Project, and make sure you select Java application, click Next. And right there I'm going to give it a name. I've just called that Resistor underscore color underscore code underscore calculator. That is going to be the name of my project. So here where we have create main class, I'm going to uncheck that. I'll click on finish. Now that our project is ready, so let's look for the file itself, the project file itself, Resistor. There we go. Now right click on it and let's select new, and right here we come to JFrame form. Inside the JFrame form, give your application a name. It's called Resistor color code calculator, and the package is going to be the same name, and click on finish. Now that the system is ready, the frame is ready, select the frame, right click on it, select set layout, and make the layout absolute layout, this very one. Click on that and you see the edges of the frame is now in blue color. Now select the properties, or you can right click and select the property and come right here where we have the code, tab code. Let's change the size of this framework to 1360 by, let's go for 800, and where we have generate center, make sure that is checked. Click on, and then let's go straight to the properties here. In the properties we want to check the preferred size. The preferred size, you can change that to your defined size, 1360 by 800. Okay, there. And if you don't want the system to be minimized or whatever, you can come to the minimum size here and change that as well. The choice is yours. Okay, now that that is done, let's look for the form title itself, Resistor color. Right, now we can close that. Now that that is done, go to the palette right here and let's get a panel on board. There we go, we have a panel here, and let's change the properties of this very panel. Let's go to border and make that maybe 4, and the border color is black. That is fine. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Let's copy this very border, make another one. Let's copy this, copy the panel, and we should have another panel. Let's paste that there. has two panels there now, one here and one here, maybe one more. Right, we have 3 panels in total, and these 3 panels, these two, let's drag this that much all the way. Right, this very one is going to be for my title. Okay, if you like, let's change the back color of that very panel. I'm going to look for a color that will be good enough for me, so let's see. Or maybe let's just make it black. And in here I'm going to add a label right in there. The value of that label is going to be, let's come to here, let's come to the title of the form and just copy whatever we have on the title of the form, copy that, and that's what's going to be on the label itself. That's the label. Now enter the title for the label, and we're going to change the font color of that label to something we can read, and let's increase the font size of that very label. We will make it 50 and bold. There we go, guys. That's our label right there. Okay, if you want, we can also change this to absolute. Alright, so that label is set, and all of these are changed to absolute. This one is to absolute as well. Set layout, change it to absolute. Okay, I'm going to add more panels here, and this panel also change the background to line border, make that 4 as well. Right, and let's come in here. This is panel, let's see what panel number is this. That's panel number 4. Okay, let's right click on panel number 4 and set it to absolute layer. There we go. So I'm going to copy it as well. It's gone. So let's come into navigate and look for panel number 4. That is it right there. Select the absolute layer. It should be there somewhere. And that disappeared. There we go. Here it is. Yeah, it always happens, so you need to be careful with that. Alright, I'm now going to copy this very panel number 4 and just paste it in here. Paste, drag it across. Right, now inside this very panel I need checkbox. We need about 23 of those checkbox. So let's design one first, then we can copy it across. So that will make the font bold. Let's see, maybe 18. Right, and yeah, I need 23 of those. Copy and paste. Okay, so I'm gonna have to speed that up anyway. Paste. We have 4 here, so let's speed that up. Alright, I have my 23 checkbox in place. So what I'm going to do now is to get a label on board. Let's add one here, and this very label, let's change the property of that very label. Make the border 2 right there. Border is going to be 2. Good, and let's drag it that much. And we also need to change the font. Let's make that about 18 as well. Right, so get rid of the content in there. Let me just change that to color. There we go. And I'm now going to copy that across. We need one here, some here. I need 13. Okay, this is how it all looks now, but let's change one thing here. You see all of this checkbox, I'm going to put a border around them, black border. Right, let's go straight to the properties, and right there select the border, and let's make that 2 as well. There we go. Now you won't be able to see the border until you click on border painted. There we go. Now those are the borders. Now the next thing is select individual components. I'm coming here according to the color notation. Okay, let's come down here and select back color. The back color in this case is going to be black for the very first one. Okay guys, this is how it all looks like now, but if I run it, you will not be able to see some of these colors. So let's run it and you'll see. There, you see those colors are all gone. So what I'm going to do for this checkbox is I'm going to have to go inside the code and get that sorted. But before I continue, let me show you something. You see these labels, they all have colors in them, and that is because if you go to the properties, once you set the color, you have to set the opacity. So, okay, you have to set that to true. Okay, you have to make sure it's checked. If it's not checked, you see what happened. Now in the case of the checkbox, what we do is look at this checkbox. Let's check out the name. That is the name of this checkbox. I'm gonna come right there, copy that. Now right click on my form, or on the frame, the main frame itself. Go to the properties, Windows, form or window activate. Right inside window activate, I'm going to use the following lines of code, and that is going to be dot set update equals, I'm going to make that true. Right, okay, so what will happen is the very first one, which is the black, that will be the only one we'll be able to see. Right there, that's the only background we can see. You might be wondering why can't we see the others, because the opacity of the property is set to true. I cannot give you any reasonable explanation for that, but it's right here. Look at it, it's set to true. But I can only take care of it within the code. So I'm going to go back to the code for the brown one. Just copy. So the next one is red. Paste that in there and change that to red. Then I have orange and change that to orange. Okay, so if I run it now, you will see those 4 objects. We should be able to see the background color. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to speed up the rest and get back to you guys. And right here guys, those are the lines of codes that will make it possible for us to see the background colors. Okay, let's come in here. Now one other thing I'd like to do is, I think we should add plus or minus to these buttons here. So let's come into that. The first one we add plus or minus. You can always copy that in Word document, and the next one plus or minus there as well, and this plus or minus as well. Yeah, okay, right. That is that done. Now let's draw, or let's add another frame here, or panel right there. I'm going to add one, reduce the size, that motion. Let's change the properties of this very panel. The background, I'm going to make that black. Alright, and there we go. Okay, let's copy this very panel. I want to use that as my resistor. Just change it around. Copy this, paste, one here, one here. Okay, that's my resistor there. And let me grab this, copy that, paste in here. I'm going to need 4 of these, so right click and just delete whatever content we have in here. Delete, and this is going to be known as, let's see, okay, this one we're going to call this very one line 1. Okay, let's give it a name, line 1. So that'll be JLBL line 1. So we need 4 of those. Okay, and we also need to set the opacity, make sure it's checked there. Okay, because we're going to use some codes to change that. Now let's copy that. We need 3 more. It's 2, 3, and 4. This is the 4th one. The 4th one is going to be my tolerance, and this is my multiplier. Why this one is the first color, second color, and first color. Okay, so that is all set. Now we can then add 1 or 2 lines of codes in them. So select it all and just there, and all of them, make sure the opacity is checked. There we go, it's all checked, so that is fine. Now that they are all there, so the next thing we want to do now is to come right in here. Okay, no, we might as well just finish up the design of this area. If it's come in here, paste that in there, and here we're going to, this is going to be our indicator. Okay, so we can change the background of that to black as well. Back is black. Right, that's my indicator there. And change the opacity property there, so that'll make it black. Right, now the next thing I would like to do, get rid of the content in there anyway. The next thing I would like to do is maybe copy this again, paste it right here, and this is just going to be my text content. Copy, paste. Okay, this is going to be enter first number, no, first color, enter first color. Okay, the color is with British spelling, so you can always take out the U if you want. That's my very first one, so I'm going to copy these 2. Copy, paste. That's for the second one and the third one. changes as well. Enter second color, and finally enter third color. Right, and this is going to be known as LBL, JLBL third. So that, or instead of calling it third, I'm going to call it multiplier. Right, and this is going to be JLBL first color, second color, and this is called JLBL first color. Right, so all of that is taken care of. Let's get rid of the content we have in there. Delete and delete this one as well. So I'm gonna need 4 more of those. Let's just copy and paste. Right, so I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. Okay, this is how the interface looks now. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to right click on this very button there, check button. Let's go to EventAction, action perform. Then right in here, the first thing we want to do is to use an if statement. If that's a JLBL first color dot text equals nothing. So if it equals nothing, that should be get equals dot empty dot is empty. Right, then we'll come in here. We want the following condition to happen. So we now want this to be assigned 0, so that becomes set to 0. There, and the line colors, that's going to be JLBL line 1 dot set back color, and the back color in this case is going to be black dot black. There. Okay, if that is set black, let's set the opacity as well. So the uptake dot set, let's say dot set opaque, set the opaque to true. There we go. And finally the indicator JLBL indicator dot set text, and the text content will be select second column. Right, so that's the first one. So I'm just going to copy this, copy everything in here, and say else this. So else That means we've selected second. Second color is selected, and that will be changed to 0. And line 2 will be 0. The opaque for line 2 will be 0 as well. And this will become, I say, select multiplier, and that's it. So let's compile and run this and see how it's going to turn out. Okay, let's run it now. There we go. Select black. There we go. It's black, you can't see it. And if we select second one, you see it's 0, but I would like it checked as well for second one. And to confirm that this black is there, I'm going to change the color. Let's say dot. Let's make that red for now. I will change it back and change this back to red as well. I just want you guys to confirm that yes, it's working. And the other thing is JCheckBox black. I want it to show that it's selected for the second one if you decide to select it the second time around, so that become true there. Okay, let's run it. We have to change this back to black though, so this one should be selected. Right, let's run it now and see. Red, what's the problem here? Okay, that should be uppercase. There we go. Now compile and run. Waiting for the system. There we go. Yep, you see that shows it's working, and the second number as well there, so that shows it's selected. Okay, we can only deselect it with this. Right, that's fine. Now that is done, so let's change the color of this one back to black. Dot black, and the other one will be black as well. This is black too. There, that's that done. I'm going to copy these now. Now let's go to the next one. That's brown. In the case of brown, we don't have to make up the brown color, so let's go to events, action, perform, and right in here paste all of that there. So in the case of brown, let's say dot. I don't know if there's any other color that I can choose from, so let's just pick red for that. And there, that is taken care of. Now copy this again. Let's come straight to the next one. The next one here is red as well, so let's come right here, event action and action perform, and paste that in here. Right, so that is red, so that is fine. Come to the next one, that is orange, event action perform, right here, paste that in there. And orange, let's pick the color orange, dot orange. That's fine, and that will be dot orange. And this is orange as well though. Let's change it to orange. This is dot orange. There we go. And here, let's change this one to red. There. So we'll compile and run, then we can speed it up. But before that, before we compile and run, black is 0, brown, that is 1, red is 2, orange is 3. So let's change those ones around. This is red, so red is equals to 2. So let's change this to 2 and change this as well. And the next one here is orange. Orange is 3. That becomes 3. And this becomes 3 as well. So I think that's all. Black is correct. Brown is 1. Okay, now let's go for the yellow part of it. And yellow is 4. Paste that in there. 4. And change this to yellow. And let's come down here. We need to change the color to yellow as well. Dot yellow color and dot yellow color here. Dot there, and this is 4. Okay, let's run it and see. Compile and run. So let's select, supposing the first value is yellow, the second one is red. That is good. So all we need to now do is to select a multiplier. Okay, that is fine. So I'm now going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, all of the object has been taken care of. Okay, if you look at these lines of code, they're exactly the same lines of codes for every single checkbox. Alright, so the first column here, those are the checkbox taken care of. So if I run it now, compile and run, this is it guys. So you select that. Okay, so that is fine because black is selected. We are not able to see that. Alright, so to reset, so we need to be able to reset it. Okay, to reset that, let's come in here and just get that one sorted. But it's going to be a problem having to reset individual checkbox with single lines of codes each. We might as well find a way to reset all of the components. So let's clear it all. There we go. So this is the lines of code that I'm going to be using for that. Right, so if I run it now again, there we go guys. So I'm going to select some components here and I'll select these as well, but we will only be able to clear all of these because that's the only one. You see that all of those ones are gone, so we need to take care of the labels separately. Okay, so let's come in here, and that of the labels, there's going to be a lot of labels to be taken care of there. You see, if we use the same method to clear all of the labels, supposing I copy these now and come right in here, we will end up with an error. Not with an error, all of the labels will just be cleared. Let's say that's a label, and this one, let's call it LBL clear, and this will be LBL clear as well. Right, okay, so I will have to import that. Okay, now this very one, so let's change this to just L and here's other C to L, and just this one we can change that to no value, and this will be text. Now we need to import this. Okay, we have to now import this very label. So if you look up here, it's not right there, so that has to be imported. So all we just need to do is maybe copy this, paste that in there, dot JLabel. There we go, that's that imported, and hopefully the error below should be gone. There we go. Okay, now just this one, change this one to L, and this should be JLabel. Copy that, paste it in here. There. So if I click on clear, you guys will see what's going to happen now. So compile and run it first. Okay, let's try out our clear. So select all of these, and take note of all of these labels here, and this very one. No, this is not a label, this one's here. If I click on label, there we go. You see all of those components, they're all cleared, you see, and that's not good. That's not good for me. All I would just want to clear is just these ones here, so I'm not going to use that very method, okay, for the labels. So we will have to deal with the labels individually. So I'm just going to comment that out. We don't need that, so let's move it down. So the method I will use for the label will be LBL. I think that is first, the first color. Let's see what we call them. First, second. All right, let me just copy all of this, bring it right down here, and just change them individually. So this one is clear, this will be clear as well. Now we'll change the color to black here. And this is not required. This will be set to clear. Right. Then we also have JLBL, minimum range, dot there. We have maximum range as well, JLBL max range there, right there. Okay, I think we have some other ones. JLBL resistor value dot there, and that'll be all for that. And I'll just have a look at it to make sure it's working as expected. And let's try it out. That's it. Good. Oh, this one is not clear, just this one. Okay, so let's get the name of that. Okay, first, and we have second, I suppose. And now back in here, paste. We have second, clear. Okay, that is the clear taken care of. Now let's take care of these lines of code for the multiplier. Right click on the first multiplier there, event, action, and action perform. Okay, the very first line of code will be multiplier. We'll make that value, that will be 1, because on the multiplier there we have 1. Okay, get back there and write in here, that will be the third line, line 3 really. The back color for line 3 in the case of the multiplier will be black there. And the indicator, let's copy this. The indicator will be, select a tolerance. That is that done. So I'm going to copy this. Now go to the next one. The next one is meant to be brown. So event action and action perform right here. Paste that in there that we've just copied, and that will become, I think that will be 10. Yeah, that's correct. That is 10, and this is meant to be brown, but I did enter red on it. Okay, so I'm going to now speed that up and get back to you guys as soon as it's all completed. Okay guys, the rest of the lines of code are taken care of. As you can see, they are all very similar apart from the multipliers. Okay, you will be able to see the value of the multiplier on the chart anyway, so that's fine. Now the next one is, you see these tolerance. So let's right click on that, go to event action and action perform. So right in the gold tolerant, what I want is the indicator. I want this very one. I want it to change to click on calculate on resistor calculate, or resistor calculator, something like that, or calculate resistor. And then the color itself is going to be line number 4. Line number 4 of the, that will become, I think I use orange for it, for the gold dot. There we go, and that will be line number 4 there. So copy that. Now the next one is the silver. Right click, event action and action perform. Right in here, enter that, and change the color to silver. I think it's going to be light gray or so. There. And finally, no color, action perform, and there right here, paste that, and that will be white dot white there. There we go. Okay, so let's run it now and see how it's gonna look like. Okay, let's try it out. If I select brown. That's brown there, and let's select the second color and multiply. There we go. And let's select one of these, or this, or white. That is fine, it's working as we want. Reset. That's good. So everything is working now. All that is left for us is to take care of the exit and the calculator. So come back to the design, right click on the exit, and right here, I think in the initialize, yeah. So right underneath here, we need to import the following library. So it's going to be import JavaX dot swing dot JFrame. There we go. That is needed. So the next thing, let's come back here, right click and go back to button, and right here, let's say above the button we import as follows. We create the following object. Okay, now let's enter the lines of code for exit there, right there. Those are the lines of code for exit. Okay, and you will also need to import the J option plane, which is right up here. That is it for the message box. Okay, right back there, show you guys the lines of code for exit again. Create an object, and there, those are the lines of code for exit. Alright, so let's take care of the calculate right there, but before then let's try it out. Compile and run it. So click on exit. No. Try it out again. Yes, that is fine. Now calculate button, let's right click event action perform, and right here get rid of that. Okay, the first thing I like to do is to declare the following array. So I'm just gonna call it Q, and this is how you declare array in Java. Q equals new double, and I'm going to go for about 8, enter a semicolon. So that's my array officially declared. The next thing I want to do now is to declare a variable. So this variable, I'm going to call it F, which stands for first value or first number or first color that is selected. A string dot format, so whatever is inside JLBL first color dot get text there. So that's my first array, my first variable that stores in the input. The second one I'm going to call is string s, and let's change this to second. Right, that's for the second. And the third one, I'm going to accept a value there, so a numeric value, so I'm going to call it T, stands for third one, and let's say double dot pass double. And what are we passing? What we're passing is actually inside JLBL multiply dot let's say get text. I think that is wrong. There we go, and enter a semicolon. Now let's make use of another string fs. That will be for both first number and second number, so f plus s. So I'm using plus there to concatenate both character. Alright, so let's say q1. You can always start from q0, but I just want to use q1. q1 equals, and I'll need to convert this. I'm going to say double dot parse, and what we are passing this time around is fs. I mean, there. Now let's say q2. Now store the value we have inside q1, array q1. There we go. Now let's use an if statement. Scroll right down so that you guys can see it. Let's say if JCHK gold dot is selected, column equals true. That'll be in lowercase. Equals true. Enter a curly braces. We want the following. First of all, JLabel resistor value, okay, dot set text, okay, and we will have to format that very text, or else there will be an error. String dot format. And what we want to format is q2, array number 2. Array number 2 is in plus. Now let's enter homes there, and that is it, I believe. Okay, that is fine. And this is supposed to be the symbol for the resistor. Okay, now let's go for another array. q3 equals, want that to take in q2. Let's multiply that by t, and then we divide that, so that we use that to find the minimum range and the maximum range. 1000. So multiply that by 0.05 there, and the 0.05, that is the tolerance right here, this very one. If you divide 5 by 100, it gives you 0.05, and this one will give you 0.1 and 0.2, just like that. So that is that. Get rid of this. That is for the q3. Now let's say string divide, that's another variable. Let's get rid of this. String, another variable coming up. I'm going to call it divide by 1000. So the value that we get inside 1000, that's going to be inside string dot format, and we want that to be just into 2 decimal place. Okay, and the value is Q3, this very one. Copy that, paste that right there, and enter a semicolon here. Now let's assign that into JLabel divide by 1000. That is the name of that very object. Dot set text equals divide by 1000, and that's the variable here. This is supposed to be uppercase here. Okay, what we have done so far, so I'm going to check this out. I should be able to see a result in here and see another result here. So let's run it and see. Okay, select the first, let's say the first value is, or the first color of the resistor is brown, and the second color happens to be maybe yellow, and the multiplier, let's go for green, and the gold, that's the only one we've worked on. So that's our resistor there, and just click on calculate. There we go. Okay, alright, that's what we have so far. So let's reset, exit, and that works as well. That's good. Now let's continue. So the next thing is we want to work out the minimum range and the maximum range. So to do that, I'm going to say Q4, that is another array. Q4 equals Q2 array number 2, and that will be, we need to subtract that from array number 3, this very one here, to get the minimum. There. So that's Q4. Now Q4, let's say JLabel minimum range dot set text, and the text will be, let's go for string dot format, and what are we formatting? That is going to be Q4, this very one here. Copy that and paste it right in here. There. And I'm going to close that up, and right here, let's say plus, I want this symbol ohms, and just put that in there. Right. So one more bracket here. Okay, that's the minimum range. Let's run that minimum range and see if that's going to work correctly. Right there, it's coming up. Okay, select any of those, and we have gold there. Okay, that is fine. Minimum range. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's exit first. because if we subtract this from this, that is what we get. So that is correct for now. Alright, let's see maximum range. Come in there, take it down. For the maximum, I'm going to say Q5. Copy all of this, or maybe just copy everything here. Copy, paste it there, change this to Q5, and this become plus. Okay, and this will become Q5. We now need to change this to maximum. There. So let's run it. Compile, and then we'll run it. Now, let's say the first color is red, the second one is yellow, and our third, the multiplier is 3. That's it right there. That's meant to be orange, and tolerance. There we go. That is correct. 1.2, subtract that from here, we get 22 plus, or we add and we get this. That is correct. Okay, that's good. So it's working how we expect it to work. Now that we've taken care of the gold or the golden resistor, we now need to take care of the silver and the non and the other. So I'm going to copy this and use else if paste that. If it's silver, I want all of this to change, and what I want to change in there is it becomes 0.1 because it's 10%. So that is that changed. Okay, alright, there's no more changes here. I'm going to copy it again, and the next one, paste that. The next one is if it's 20%, so this becomes 0.2 there. So have a look at that, the lines of code properly, and this, the name of this is supposed to be none. Yeah. Okay, so that is fine. So have a look at the lines of code, guys, because I'm going to run it now. So that's for the calculation, because it's all done now. Let's compile and run. There. So let's select a known calculation. Red, yellow, my favorite resistor, orange, and gold. Calculate. That is correct. Supposing it's not gold, it's silver. There we go. See the changes? And supposing it's not silver, there's nothing there. There we go, guys. You see that? Refresh. Let's try any other color. Okay, yellow, violet, and red, gold. There. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.